Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for tuning back in. Today I wanted to do a disappointing products video. I totally just blanked. It's like that point in the semester where like everything is due and I feel like I'm in a pot of water and it's boiling. Hella boiling. So anyway, I wanted to do a disappointing products video and I have a little collection of things. And we're just gonna get started. The first thing I want to mention now, I just recently purchased this. Oh, something's in my eye. This is a trend in every video of mine. Something's always in my eye. This is the Estee Lauder Double Wear Nude. Now, I am mentioning this as a disappointing product for the shade and not really for the formula. The formula seems like it's fantastic. Hopefully they come out with more shades so that I can really know for sure. This had me looking casket ready. And I'm so disappointed in Estee Lauder. This is 5W1 bronze. Where is this bronze? Now I have on a different foundation today, a new drugstore foundation. And the shade I got is too dark for me. So I had to do a lot of extreme highlighting. So, you know, don't look at me and think, oh, you should have knew that wouldn't have worked. No, this foundation is a little too dark for me and I tried to balance it out. But this, in the regular line, I wear 5W1 or 5W2 depending on the seasons. A lot of times I will mix them. This is so incredibly light and the formula seems amazing and I was so excited for this. I like saved up my coins. I was so excited for this. When I saw this come out, I thought that's what's been missing from Estee Lauder Double Wear. I just know it because Double Wear is a high maintenance product in my opinion. It's really easy to go overboard and it can start to look like cakey and stuff like that. And I thought a lighter Double Wear, I'm gonna need to have that. And this is so light. I don't even know if I could show you how light this is. Let me see if I can. Like, it looks like it's like beige or something. Like, and I know that sometimes brands will, the formula, like, and it feels amazing too. Can you see that? Like, I hope you can. What? And I know that sometimes brands will come out with a limited shade range when they first start a new line of any kind, just to see how people respond to it. Like, personally though, I don't really understand that because I think if there are not shades that represent me, how are you going to know how the beauty community will respond to something when we don't even have a shade to test out? Why would I get 3-4 shades lighter than me to test out? Like, this is more like a disappointment in Estee Lauder, especially when they have so many different lines that have a lot of different shades, and then this one is just, I'm just disappointed. Let me grab some tissue really quick. Let's see. A couple other things I want to put together. So another product that I'm disappointed in is the Burts Bees. No, not that one. The Burts Bees Replenishing Lip Balm with Pomegranate Oil. Now, I love Burts Bees lip balms. They're my absolute favorite in the drugstore. I have so many of these. I have them everywhere. I got one on my nightstand, one in my book bag, one in my purse, one in another purse, one in my jacket pocket, like one at my desk at work, like just everywhere, okay? Because I don't want to have to be without it. And I've even started to, and I've been using it for years, and I've even started to try some of the other scents and stuff. So like the vanilla bean one, I like that one. The pomegranate oil one, my issue with this is that, ow, I just bit my tongue. My issue with this one is that it says that it's soothing, nourishing, and hydrating. I can't really get behind any of that, and I don't think it is. I actually feel like this one kind of dried my lips out a little bit. This would not be the lip balm to go to if you are in need of like some repair, like if your lips are in need of some repair, because I don't find it to be hydrating. I don't find it to be nourishing, and it's a very like thin, slippery texture. So if you like lip balms that are a thinner texture, if you really don't like thick lip balms, you might enjoy this one. I prefer thicker lip balms, but I don't need it to be a thicker lip balm for it to work for me. But I do, if you're going to be a thinner texture, you need to have the hydration behind it, and this one just didn't do that. And so while it's not the worst lip balm by any means that I've used, it's just not the standard that I've come to expect from Burt's Bees. So for that reason, it's a disappointing product. So and then the next thing I want to mention is the Cerave hydrating, no, lies, the Cerave eye cream. This eye cream is just very basic to me. It just didn't do anything thing for me. It has a balm-like texture, and I do really like the packaging. I love that it's a squeeze tube. That makes me happy. And also the other thing is, no matter how many times I use this, every time I go to pull this out, a ton of oil comes running out of it. So it must be separating in there. And I mean, I will freshly like shake this thing like crazy. And even right now as I'm shaking it, I can like hear the product just like jishing around in there. It just doesn't even sound good. So maybe I got a bad one. Like, it just never seems like, as I shake it, it just never seems like it comes together as one. And so a ton of oil comes out, and I'm just wasting a lot of product, and then out comes the like balmy substance, and I just feel like it's not hydrating at all. I haven't noticed a difference in it helping with the dark circles. It says that it's also supposed to help with like puffiness. I don't notice it doing that, and in the morning I have very puffy eyes, so I just don't notice it doing anything at all. I just find it to be very mediocre and just very, very disappointing. I think maybe this lip balm, maybe this eye cream could work if you don't really have a lot of puffiness or under eye circles or anything like that, and you're looking for very minimum hydration. Maybe you would like this, but this just did not do anything for me, so it was disappointing. Another thing I want to mention now, I feel like, and I'm tired, y'all, I feel like I have just been trying and trying and trying. I just cannot speak today. Eyeshadow primer, and for the most part I find myself extremely underwhelmed. But these two, no. Very disappointed in both of these. This first one is the Urban Decay eyeshadow primer potion. I got the one in the original, and I did get the little baby size to try it out. I am very disappointed in this because I feel like this made my eyeshadow experience so much worse. Now, if I guess no eyeshadow primer can do everything potentially, right? Like that, a case could be made for that. I would say that there are some eyeshadow primers that can do a lot, but you know, somebody could argue, you know, where you're expecting too much out of this eye cream, you know, eyeshadow primer. But for me, this eyeshadow primer, first of all, it has like a little bit of a slippery texture that does not bother me at all, right? Like, get it on there. Okay, I have tried using this eyeshadow primer without setting it and with setting it, because it just does not help the longevity of my eyeshadow at all. I find that my eyeshadow starts to like peel up in the crease. And now these are eyeshadows that I have been using for a long time, and I just don't have that problem. Same thing with this one, but this one is even worse. This is the NYX Proof It, and I'm gonna see if I can find my receipt for this one, because maybe I can still take this one back. This one is, no, not more than 30 minutes and my eyeshadow is non-existent. Like, it has just gathered up. And one day I put this on one eye and I didn't put it on the other eye with my eyeshadow, and the eyeshadow over here was looking way better after like 30 minutes. So by the time I finished my makeup and I was like getting ready to head out the door, I looked and my eyeshadow over here looked so much better, and this eye with this, it just looked terrible. And I was like, oh my god, okay, so, because I know these eyeshadows are good, but this just, and I thought that this could be a really good one, especially because it says Proof It, and I'm not gonna hold you up, like, sometimes product names get to me. I know people talk a lot about packaging, and packaging does get to me, but sometimes the names, I'm like, well, I gotta try that. And so it's NYX Proof It Waterproof Eyeshadow Primer. I have the oiliest eyelids out there. Like, even now, having dry skin, I thought that my eyelids would also get oily, get dry, but no, they are still so oily. Like, they look like gloss is on them. So these just did not work for me. I think maybe if you have normal eyelids, these could potentially work for you, or even if you have dry eyelids, these could potentially work for you, but I personally don't think that they do well for oily eyelids, so I regret both of those. And then the last two things I want to mention are both concealers, and I kind of have the same gripe with them, even though they're two different formulas. This first one right here is the Bare Minerals Bare Skin Complete Coverage Serum Concealer. This concealer just looks, it just sits on top of the skin, the same with this one right here. They just both sit on top of the skin. This is the Bobbi Brown concealer, no, Bobbi Brown Instant Full Cover Concealer in the shade Honey. They're two different formulas, but I'm going to talk about them at the same time. This is a very thin, very liquidy serum type concealer, and I don't mind that at all. This one, on the other hand, is a very thick concealer. But my issue with both of these, I have tried using these in so many different ways. I've tried them with my finger. I've tried them with a damp sponge. I even got desperate and I tried them with a brush. With a brush, no, for either of them. But no matter what I do, they just do not mesh into the skin. Do you feel me? Like, they just sit on top of the skin. And I always set my concealer no matter what. I've tried setting this with varying levels of powder as well, and it just doesn't matter. They just sit on top of the skin. And like, if I'm going to take the time to do my makeup, I don't want, when I finish my makeup, I don't want it to look like I've had my concealer on for like 5-6 hours already. And these just never mesh into the skin, and they just look very apparent on the skin. And then as the day goes on, it starts to break down even more on the skin. So I haven't been able to make these work. So I don't even have a recommendation for how these could work, because I have just not been able to make these work at all. And I was so disappointed because I just knew that this Bare Minerals Bare Skin Serum Concealer was going to be this concealer of my dreams. I would say if you want to try a serum concealer, I would highly recommend the one from Sephora, because that one is a serumy texture, but it's also has a creaminess to it, and I feel like it allows it to mesh into the skin very well, and you don't see it just sitting on top of your skin. It really becomes one with makeup, and it just looks so pretty, so fresh all day long. I think any skin type could enjoy that one, and I'm on like my 3rd tube or something. Like, I love it so much. And I think the problem is that this one, it doesn't hang together, and so it breaks down so easily on the skin. And it just makes the makeup look really old and haggard. So, very disappointed in both of those. I think, yeah, so that's everything. I feel like I've been talking for a long time, but that's everything. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know if you've had similar or different experiences with these products and if they've worked for you. And I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.